Used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow this feeling. It seems my dream won't go away. So it's more like.
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and today I'm bringing you episode number 34 and the conclusion of the Frankfurt career mode. This will conclude season number 2. I think we've had 2 fantastic seasons thus far. Obviously, we still have to play Schalke in the league. As long as we win, we will finish in the top 6. And of course, we've got the German Cup final against Leverkusen. But look at Raul Jimenez. He's hit 80. He's got 29 goals in 39 appearances, which I think is absolutely mental. 17 in the league, 5 in the German Cup, and he scored 7 in his debut in the European League, which is absolutely fantastic. A great player, probably the best player I've ever used in my opinion. The rest of the boys have been growing quite nicely. There's only a couple that I've been a bit disgruntled by. Obviously, Trappy, I don't know how he hasn't grown and how he stayed an 80 is just absolutely ridiculous. Of course, Hakan only just started to go up. I knew he hadn't gone up, which was a little bit frustrating, but some of that could be put down to a little bit of an injury he had, but I still think he should have gone up. He's been such a decent player and a quality player, to be honest. So the first game of the episode, of course, is the final league game of the season in front of our home fans, which is fantastic. And of course, as you can see from that league table, we have to win. A draw, and there's no guarantee. If Stuttgart win, a draw for us is just not good enough. So we have to win this game to make sure we finish in the top 6 and we can move forward into Season 3, which we won't be doing, unfortunately, because FIFA 15 will be literally upon us. And we'll be getting ready for West Ham. So, you know, you may look at it as a negative that we won't be doing any more career mode on FIFA 14 with Frankfurt. But at the same time, it's a plus point because that means West Ham is that ever step closer, which is pretty fantastic. So we start the game off quite brightly. 16th minute. Nice cross from Annunaki. Defender clears it. Not the greatest clearance in the world. The ball comes out to Jimenez. Jimenez with a nice fake shot to turn. Swings the ball back in. But again, resilient defending from Schalke. And the biggest problem I thought we'd have with Schalke is they would just literally come at us. They didn't. They sat back. It was as if they knew they didn't have too much to play for, which was really nice. We break forward with Sonny. Sonny plays the ball into Hakan. Hakan goes for a cheeky little chip on his left foot there. Unfortunately, gets it a fraction wrong, and it just sails over the bar. If that had got in, I think that would have been a contender for goal of the series, just for the fact it was just a dirty, cheeky chip, to be honest, in all essence of the word. It would have been a nice goal, though. But half-time score, 0-0. The boys were playing well. We looked very comfortable, but it was playing in the back of our minds that we knew we had to score. We had to score the goal because we knew Stuttgart were doing well in their game, so we had to score. We had to get those 3 points. It's the most important game of the season, bar the German Cup final. European football is a must. You get a taste for it, you have to keep delivering it. But a nice ball over the top for Lezz to chase. Unfortunately, he was just a little bit off the pace, but he still decided to make the thunderous tackle on the goalkeeper and earn himself a deserved yellow card. I love his enthusiasm. I love his flamboyancy at times, but there's no need to be overzealous in that sort of situation. It could have worked against us. He could have got a red card. Thankfully, the referee didn't deem it to be too serious and only gave him the yellow card. But Jimenez picking up the ball, knocking the ball forward into Marco, the iconic number 7, and he slots it home fantastically. A goal that we were in desperate need of. He's been such a good, solid player all season. It's nice to see him pushing forward. The last stages of the second part of the season, he's pushed forward a lot more, got us a couple of goals. I like to have seen him do that in the first part of the season, and unfortunately just hasn't. But that iconic number 7 shirt I will never forget because he's always confused me. I've always thought someone else was wearing the number 7, but of course it wasn't. It was our huge signing, 11.5 million we paid for Marco. And he's been worth every single penny of it. But nice play for the ball to be fed forward into Hakan. And look how dogged Hakan is. He's a little terrier using his pace and strength to break away. Getting down that right-hand side. Nice crossing. Looking for Jimenez. Unfortunately, the ball does not come to him. But it comes out to Jonas from the edge of the box. He's shaped to shoot. But unfortunately, it was cleared by Schalke, who defended really resiliently after they conceded that first goal. But thankfully, we managed to get back into Europe. The 1-0 lead. The 3 points that we desperately wanted have been delivered, and we will be playing European football next season, which is absolutely fantastic. And for the troubles of the Bundesliga season, we've been rewarded with 7.6 million euros, which is absolutely fantastic. That means we'll go on to have a fantastic budget for next season, which I'm really chuffed with. But of course, when you have good news, you have bad news. In the final moment of the game, Hakan pulled up with a hamstring injury, which will rule him out for the German Cup final. You may remember last season's German Cup final where we had Takashi Inui still carrying an injury, and Mohamed Elanusi still carrying an injury, unfortunately. But that is how the league table will finish. We finish in 6th position, which is absolutely fantastic. Stuttgart managed to nick a last-minute winner to finish in 7th and 1 point behind us. So that victory was majorly important at the time that we were drawing 0-0. Stuttgart were actually winning 1-0, and then obviously it went 1-1, and they nicked it in the last minute. Thought they had done enough. Unfortunately, they didn't. But that is the leading goal scorer table for the Bundesliga. Jimenez finishes in 3rd position, but look at Ribery in 4th, look at Schweinsteiger in 9th, and Mkhitaryan in 1st position for Borussia Dortmund, playing in a cam role, finishes with 18 goals. That is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, as well as Marco Reus being in there. The normal names in there, to be fair, but Rusi finishes with the number 1 assists award, which is fantastic for him. Obviously, we didn't do too well on the old assisties, to be fair. Not as good as I had hoped, but one of those things, unfortunately. But these are obviously the final standings for goal scorers, assists, and we will have a look at the clean sheets. And as you can see, our boy Trappy finished in 3rd position with a fantastic 14 clean sheets. Considering how the season went, how many ups and downs we had throughout the season, I think finishing with 14 clean sheets is absolutely fantastic. Ter Stegen, as you would have seen, finished with 15, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. So, on to yellow cards. We weren't really a dirty side, don't get me wrong. Marco picked up, or I should say our iconic number 7, picked up a few yellow cards. But nothing too major. We weren't too bad when it came to the fair play side of the game. We've done pretty well, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not as well as some people, because some of those yellow cards are pretty mental. Like 8 and 9 yellow cards is quite a lot. But there you go. That is how those tables finish. Some interesting players you will see filtering through. I mean, Falcao there in 21st position. He came in the January transfer window and managed to nail 8 goals in the remainder of the season. So we're going to make some huge changes. Obviously, well, not huge changes. We're just going to put out our best side possible, minus Hakan, which is a great shame. Gutted for the lad, but as I say, last season we had the same situation with Elanusi and Inui. Who did play in that German Cup final? Was it Inui or was it Elanusi? Let me know in the comment section below. We will be using the iconic classic kit for Frankfurt, and of course I will be naming the captain as Raúl Jiménez. Yes, if we win the German Cup, Jiménez will be able to pick up the trophy, which I think is a fantastic way to repay him for his services over the 2 seasons. He's been so fantastic, and look at that trophy. Oh please, oh please, oh please. Back-to-back German Cup finals is absolutely sensational, but to win it back-to-back would be astounding and finish off this career mode on the highest of highs. I'm still disappointed about the European side of the game. I would have loved to have got to the European Cup final. It was not meant to be, but we have the German Cup final, and that, for me, is a high. An absolute huge high. I hope you guys agree. I hope you guys have actually enjoyed this career mode and had as much fun as I have in this very competitive league. But we start off kicking from right to left, and in the early doors, a nicely spread ball into Elanusi on the left-hand side. Elanusi moving forward with a nice little roulette, plays the ball forward into Raúl Jiménez, who's timed his run perfectly, breaks into the box, left foot, top corner, 1-0. Nerves are firmly settled. Nerves are firmly settled. The boy, the legend, the man, the god, the hero, the talisman. Raúl Jiménez with the first goal of the German Cup final. Sonny picking the ball up left-hand side, knocking it forward into Elanusi. Elanusi looking to get into the penalty area. Nice roulette to get round the defender. Unfortunately, he doesn't fire the shot away. It's blocked. Jiménez went to pick it up, and unfortunately, he was on our offside, or in an offside position. But Obzipka knocking the ball into Marco. Marco spreading it to Jonas Flum. Flummy knocking it out to Sebastian Jung. Jung playing a nice ball over the top into Raúl Jiménez. And he's doubled our lead 2-0 inside 20 minutes. Jiménez is having the game of his life. The boys are playing the way they should have all season long. This is why I love this side. When they're on fire, they are literally on fire. And what a finish by Jiménez. What a beautiful ball by Sebastian Jung. And what a finish by Raúl Jiménez. But you're never down and out in this game. Leverkusen looking to get forward, but for once we defend with a stout fashion. We have an iron gate firmly shut. A nice shot comes in. Trappy is equal to the effort. A nice easy save for our boy Trappy. But Leverkusen were refusing to lay down. They were starting to come into the game, playing some really nice football down that left-hand side. Sidney Sam on the right-hand side was doing really well. But a nice cross. I personally thought it was a shot. It turned out to be a nice cross to the back post, and we concede, for me, a sloppy goal. One we should have picked up. Obviously, Obzipka had stepped inside. Didn't notice the run from, I believe it's the fullback. It's not the right midfielder. Or is it the right midfielder? I do apologise, I can't remember who scored that goal. But Obzipka stepped inside, left a huge gaping hole, and unfortunately we concede a very sloppy goal in my personal opinion. But Annunaki picking up the ball, knocking it into Sonny. Sonny with so much time, spreads it into Inui. Inui breaks forward in the box, 3-1, scored the 2-goal lead in the 43rd minute. And it's so good to see Inui on the goal scoring sheet. It really is to see him good to see him scoring goals, and it's great to see him playing in the German Cup final, as it is with Ellenoussi. As you know, and I said it earlier in the episode, last season when we reached the German Cup final, we had 2 players injured, Takashi Inui and of course Mohamed Ellenoussi. Which one played? Let me know in the comment section below, which I asked earlier, and it's nice to see Inui getting on the goal scoring sheet. But at the end of the first half, it was Leverkusen who had a great opportunity to bring the game back to 3-2. They didn't take it, they didn't capitalise on it, and we went in at half time with a 3-1 lead. Now, the biggest problem you can face leading 3-1 is complacency. Complacency. So I told the boys just to chill out, take it easy. Don't sit too far back, don't allow them onto you, and don't over-exert yourself going forward. Just play, you know, the same way you have all first half, and just chill. So of course we allowed them to have the first opportunity of the second half, sitting far too deep, but the boys are defending so well. Sydney Sam came in beautifully there. Nice piece of skill to work it into the box, and then a little bit of panic and anxiety from the boys in the defensive areas, but we managed to clear the ball. I decided to make some substitutions, give Klads an opportunity to play, obviously for Sonny, and I took Jonas Flom off because he picked up an ankle injury and brought on our boy Schwegs, who's done us a great job all season. It's Bastian Obzipka down the left-hand side, cross in, and it's of course the hat-trick for the main man, Raul Jimenez. 3 goals in the German Cup final to see out what has been an absolutely amazing season, to give us a 4-1 lead. I mean, look at him. He finds the space, he finds the time, he finds the ball in the back of the net. It's Raul Jimenez. What an absolutely great player. And Nui down the right-hand side gets a cross in. Jimenez going for his 4th, which would have been absolutely sensational. But it wasn't meant to be, unfortunately. But we do win the German Cup final. How fantastic is that, to win back-to-back German Cup finals? Of course, the whole season has been really full of ups and downs, but I'm so chuffed with the boys for winning the German Cup final. And Jimenez hitting a hat-trick in the final is just outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. I'm going to shut up and let you now enjoy the celebrations of the German Cup. We won the German Cup, which is absolutely sensational. As you can see, Jimenez is worth up to 33 million euros, which is amazing. Munich have come in with a cheeky 25.5 million euro offer. What is my selling budget for Jimenez? Would I actually sell him? Would I? I'm going to counter with 50. Of course, Munich come back in. Trapp. For Kelvin Trapp, for my boy Trappy. I have called him Kevin on a few occasions during the season, but his name is Kelvin and his name is Trappy to me. And Munich have come in for Trappy. Will I be letting him go? I mean, he's worth up to 12.5 million, even though he hasn't grown. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the career mode, and I will catch you later.
I used to dream about cars and things.